So Andrew Tate has been rearrested in Romania, and it was his friend Adin Ross who apparently got him in trouble again. Everyone is obviously saying that this was a really boneheaded move on Adin's part. A common theme in a lot of comments you'll see online is comparing Adin to an incompetent henchman of a supervillain. And the situation is almost sort of reminiscent of the first time Andrew Tate got in trouble and arrested after this big spat he had on Twitter with Greta Thunberg. And he was supposedly caught by a pizza box, even though this narrative has never been substantiated. However, it really just adds to the whole clown show aspect of this whole situation. Adin Ross already has a reputation online of having a room temperature IQ, and this whole debacle is doing nothing to change that perception. But let's go ahead and see what Adin Ross himself has to say about the whole situation.
I spoke to Tate, and I literally, yes, I'm going to take accountability. Up. Okay, I really up. And Andrew Tate's team confirmed that up, and Tate told me, right? Up. And thank God he did not get put back in there because I would have felt really guilty. Tate had spoke to me and he said, dude, just come to Romania. I want to give my people and your people what they want to see. Let's do some content. You're okay, and I forgive you. Because I apologize. I felt bad, bro. Like, really bad. And I really, really feel bad about that, and I'm sorry. I honestly did not mean for that to happen. My motive and my reason speaking about location was because I didn't want to get swatted. So I basically, which was really stupid. I up, and I'm sorry. What did I do? I basically, I'll show you the clip. This is what I did. Andrew had hit me up. He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. And I'm sorry, he said it's basically not. So, and this is just, I told you guys this year, it's a week of content, right? I did. I worded that really wrong. And as somebody who's on live 24/7, bro, up a lot. Okay? I really up a lot. I'm a really dumb individual. I'm very stupid. I told you guys that I think I'm autistic in some ways. I'm sure you guys have noticed. And I would never do this purposely with intent, right? I speak to Andrew. We're cool. And I told you he's part of the reason why I lost 25 pounds, right? And I'm actually in shape. So I apologize to Andrew, and I'm really sorry to everyone else, his team and everything. But Andrew said it's okay. Come down to Romania, and let's do some stream.
Now, I think it's worth noting here that what Adin Ross recounts Andrew Tate as saying is pretty nondescript. It doesn't say that he's actually planning on leaving before his trial, which is the idea that got UK authorities interested again, which got them to contact Romanian authorities to rearrest Tate. So this whole thing is being heaped at the feet of Adin Ross. And to be fair, the anti-Tate legal team has admitted as much, that Adin Ross's statements were the reason that this is all happening all over again.
Okay, so for more, let me bring on right now Matthew Jury and Jack Beeston from McHugh Jury and Partners. You might have remembered them. We've talked to these guys before several months ago. They are representing women who are suing Andrew Tate over various sexual abuse claims. Great to have you both here. Let's start right into it. Is it my understanding correct that you might have played a role in how all of this unfolded?
Yeah, good to see you again. Yeah, I think it's fair to say. I mean, if I can just outline the sequence of events.
Please do.
It was brought to our attention that Adin Ross had made this comment on one of his videos. I have to confess, I don't know who Adin Ross is. I don't have any interest in who Adin Ross is. It's not something I pay any attention to.
R.I.P. Adin Ross.
But it was brought to our attention that Adin Ross had made some comment that he received a message from Andrew Tate saying, if you want to interview me, you better come to Romania soon because I'm not going to be here for much longer. We interpreted that, not unfairly, I don't think, as
well, before you even get into that, how did you know about it? How did you know about it? How did you know, what alerted you to the fact that Adin Ross had said this? You hadn't been following him.
Yeah, no, of course. So there's a group of people on social media who follow everything that Tate does, and these aren't Tate supporters. They're not Tate fans. I think they refer to themselves as the Matrix, which is, obviously just them being a little bit facetious, given Andrew Tate's conspiracy theories. But look, they follow all the Tate comings and goings, and they alerted us that this statement had been made by Adin Ross, brought it to our attention. We took that information, we passed it on to the UK authorities, and we said to them, look, if you are investigating, if you are intending to take action, which we hope that you are, you better move soon, because if you don't, there's a real risk here that, by the time that you do, Tate and his brother may well have left Romania, leaving you empty-handed. We brought that to the attention of the UK authorities last week, and then, of course, Tate was arrested along with his brother on Monday evening, on the foot of an arrest warrant issued by the UK authorities. So Adin Ross has since come out and issued a public apology, which is fairly amusing, saying that he feels responsible for all of this. Ultimately, yes, his rather loose comments were what set the hairs running, and caused us to alert the UK authorities, which then ultimately led to the Tate's arrests on Monday.
So let's get this straight. Andrew and Tristan were rearrested by Romanian officials on behalf of the UK because the Brits caught wind they might leave Romania forever after their recent legal entanglements. And it's being widely reported that Andrew and Tristan can be extradited to the UK after their trial in Romania ends. So it just seems like these guys can't catch a break. Andrew said in this other interview not too long ago that if he is extradited to the UK, it's over and he's going to end up doing jail time again. He has no idea for how long. But let's see for a moment what the Tates themselves had to say about this whole situation.
You see, they pretend that they're serious. Let me tell you what would happen if I were a serious criminal under a serious investigation. And by serious, I mean real. I would have been trialed. You get a trial, Andrew.
Oh, you get a trial?
Yeah, no. So what happens is they obviously arrest you and they have lots of evidence on you. And then you get a trial and then they found you guilty and then you go to jail. And you stay in jail to serve your sentence.
Okay.
So what happened to us originally, for those of you who don't know the story, is we got jail first. Okay.
Okay.
The search for evidence afterwards.
Okay.
Then charges.
Okay.
Then the evidence is all being dismissed. So if there's a trial, there's no evidence. But we've been in some form of arrest for the entire period. So no matter what happens, we've served a long sentence.
It was the case that it seemed that these two guys were just going to be indefinitely detained in a Romanian jail. And liberals were fine with that. They hated them, and then, law and order and justice and respect for their rights as citizens just flew right out the window. And now it seems like they're about to be in the exact same situation again, where they're just in this sort of limbo for who knows how long.
And that's what happens when you don't have a serious criminal investigation. And yesterday's arrest, because I know a lot of people are curious about this, I'm going to summarize exactly what happened and why it happened. This is not the fault of Romania. This is not. This one is not. This came straight from the United Kingdom, my home country. My United Kingdom contacted the Romanians with no intention of extraditing me, with no intention of flying me to England to face questioning for an open investigation. They contacted Romania and told Romania to do its dirty work. They told Romania to do their bidding, to put these two boys in jail without a trial. I'm going to explain to you how this works. Romania has a system called preventative detention. If you're suspect of a crime, they could put you in jail before you get a chance to explain yourself in court. That's why me and my brother did 3 months in jail last year. England doesn't have this. If I had been extradited to England, I would have went there, they would have questioned me for a few hours, and I would have been completely free. Lived my life in England. Perfectly fine.
Bail.
Wouldn't even need to come back to Romania. The judge said, "Do you, Tristan Tate, want to be extradited to England?" I said, "No. I want to stay here and clear my name." But what the UK were really trying to do was not to get me extradited and face questioning and be free in England. They were saying, look, Romania, he's a dangerous criminal because we allege he did something to somebody in 2012. I don't even know who I allegedly did anything to. There's no name on the paper.
No name. Please.
2012.
That's the other thing, too, is that this whole case that's been built against the Tate brothers seems to have all these inconsistencies. Like, I'm not saying they haven't done terrible things, but the case doesn't, if it were actually that strong, the Romanian government would have been able to build a more robust case against them. You know, we wouldn't be seeing these games that we're seeing being played. You know, using a form of the lover boy method to get women to be cam girls for you is awful. But is it the same as forcibly keeping a woman in a dungeon? No. And one would expect that if what they had done had actually met the criteria, the definition of human trafficking, that this case would hold more water and the whole thing would be over and done with much more quickly. But it hasn't.
Please understand, a warrant came through saying in 2012...
No, not that. It was more specific than that. It said Tristan committed acts of sexual violence, too rough during sex, to a victim in 2012 between the dates of, do you remember? April and December. 8 months. That's what the paper said. And England said, look, Romania, he's really dangerous. We know you've got him on trial, so don't extradite him yet. But what we want you to do is put him back in prison using your preventative detention system, which we don't have, to lock our citizen up in your underfunded prisons until the date of his trial, which could be a year or two from now.
Definitely seems incredibly sketchy that the UK asked Romania to continue to detain them.
I was this close to a 1 or 2 year prison sentence, unending, maybe 3 years, perma jail. And you know who saved me? A Romanian judge who thought, I don't know her thought process, and I'm sure her thoughts are more eloquently put together than mine, but she thought this is a load of crap. And she said no. She said no. You can't. I know the mainstream media are saying a judge said that they can be extradited after. No. The judge said this. I am not putting these boys in jail because I spent the last 30 hours in jail again, back in the same jail. I'm free. The judge said, release these men. I am not going to put them in jail. They can stay free if, UK, if your investigation is still going on when this is over, then you can have them. They're your citizens. If your investigation is still going on when this concludes, then I'll send them back. But until then, no, I'm not going to lock these men up in jail. A Romanian judge this morning saved me from a 2 or 3 year open-ended perma jail sentence.
Now,
So really what's going on here is that a few open-ended words by Adin Ross on one of his streams incited this UK legal team to petition the British government to petition the Romanian government to lock them up again. And by the skin of their teeth, it seems that the Tate brothers have made it out on the beneficence of a certain Romanian judge. So at least according to the Tate brothers themselves, they may only be extradited to the UK after the Romanian trial has ended, and assuming that the UK investigation, so-called, is still ongoing. So the whole situation is definitely a bit more nuanced than a lot of people reporting on the situation would have you believe. Love him or hate him, one of the most important things that Andrew Tate has ever stressed is financial independence. People who accuse him of simply promoting materialism have never seen everything he actually has to say about money all the way through. They've never fully watched one of his interviews because he says much more than just, oh man, having money is so great. You know, we are rapidly running out of time, and as the window of opportunity is closing, it becomes clearer and clearer that a man is never truly free until he is his own boss. Inflation is eating away at everyone's wages, and as soon as I hit the 1 year mark at my own job in a couple of months, I'm going to have enough experience under my belt to search for something better paying, and then I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to do this again and again and learn extra skills and pick up certifications until I get somewhere far better than I am now. The one thing I've learned is that you have to be an incredibly aggressive self-advocate. There are forces out there working tirelessly to enslave the earth, and most people in America won't make it, not even because the task of independence is insurmountable, but because they've given up and they don't deserve it. This country is being judged. In the holy book of Proverbs it is written, "A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous." And many men today will understandably see the condition of modern women, the criminal justice system, and the hostile culture and the economy, and feel that there is no good reason to work, because everything you have can just be taken away. But what we are looking at, what's coming down the pike, is eternal slavery and dehumanization at the hands of the managerial state. And as men, we are representatives of the Most High God on earth. And I will not suffer, and I will not see my sons and daughters suffer under the infinite yoke of humiliation that the feminists, genderless amoebas, and technocrats want to throw on us. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it if you found it to be a particularly good video. That is the #1 way you can help this channel grow, get more eyeballs on these videos, so please consider sharing it. And Red Channels will catch you in the next one.